Just wanted to throw out a question that I've gotten a couple of times, actually just this week, in regards to supplemental tax bills. So first off, I should note this video is only good for properties that are happening in California. And so a supplemental tax bill is actually back up. The way property taxes work in California is you buy a house, and then at some point in the near future, the county is going to reassess your house at the purchase price. It's the way that things work in California, right? But supplemental tax bills come into effect because what happens is the county doesn't reassess it right away, right? So let's just use an example. So you buy a house for $800,000 today, and that house was previously assessed for $400,000. So now there's a difference, of course, of $400,000 in the assessed value of the property. And then, of course, the way taxes work is then they apply the base tax rate and then plus any special assessments. So now let's say it takes the county 6 months, so half a year, to get that reassessment to happen, right? So in the meantime, your taxes are basically running at half of what they should be, because the county, until they catch it up, is setting these has the taxes set at $400,000. So then 6 months goes by, they now reassess the house up to $800,000, and there's the time from from the time you close on the house until they get the reassessment done. Then what happens is then they issue a supplemental tax bill for the difference over whatever period of time it takes the county to get it done. And by the way, I've heard of these taking sometimes up to a year and a half, particularly back during the COVID days. It was taking a while, right? So these supplemental tax bills can be pretty hefty. Now, here's another part of this that's really important. So pretty much all lenders are going to set up your impound account. So if you're including taxes and insurance in your mortgage, pretty much every lender is going to set that up based on what the taxes will be. We know what that's going to look like, so we set those up for whatever they're going to be. So you should every month be paying, or you are paying, the right amount into your impound account. But what can happen is that before the assessment happens, you end up getting that account gets audited, and you can actually get refunded money out of the account, and then they'll even bring your taxes down, because because what'll happen is they're thinking they're paying your mortgage servicer thinks they're collecting too much in the interest, or I'm sorry, in the property taxes. So I always tell my clients, look, we're going to close this loan for you. If you get a check in the mail from anybody that looks even remotely related to this transaction, please call me right away. Go ahead and deposit the check, but know that you're not getting any free money out of this, and it's most likely money out of your impound account that you should just put into savings and set aside, because they're going to ask you for it in the form of a supplemental tax bill. So there's some other pieces of this that are really important, but that covers the gist of it. So when you get that, so after you buy a house and 6 or 12 months later you get a supplemental tax bill, that's what it's for. And your lender has probably already explained to you that this is going to be happening, but they explained a million things to you. If you have questions about it, call your lender or your realtor. They can help you understand what's going on. But again, in thinking about the impound account, that money is being collected. It's always going to be a month or two short on the difference, just because, remember, you get a month where, because interest is paid in arrears, so it's going to be a month or two short. So not all servicers will actually just pay it for you out of the impound account. They'll make you write a check for it, and then you get reimbursed for it whenever they audit their account. So just want to get that out there. It's a little bit of a complicated issue, and what it really flips everybody out is like, look, I just put a huge down payment down and paid all my closing costs. I don't have the money for this extra taxes coming through. But again, we're all setting these up right. It can be a bit of a surprise, but it's definitely one of those things that you got to be prepared for, because they're coming on any time you get a property in California. The only caveat to this is if for some reason, and this is very rare, that whatever you bought the house for is actually less than what it was currently assessed for, and that hasn't been happening since like back in '08. So anyway, that's it on special assessments. Happy to answer any questions you have on it. Feel free to reach out. I'm Bill. I'm with Franklin Loan Center. Please like, share, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see you all next week.